Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, as you guys can see up on the screen, I wanted to talk a little bit about Clorox, and this is ticker symbol CLX. Obviously not usually a really sexy stock, not usually a very exciting stock to talk about, not one that you probably see much about on YouTube, but this stock had an absolutely massive move today and has a lot of people wondering what is going on. As you can see up on the screen as well, they also, part of this was their quarter 4 earnings call coming out today, which is obviously always going to have an effect on what is going on. I thought this stock was so interesting to look at over the past year because, most stocks, like when coronavirus started, COVID first started hitting, they all plummeted and then things bounced back crazy, but you don't really notice too much of a dip here with Clorox, and that's very interesting. Obviously, I mean, if you take a look at right around from where COVID started up till August, July, this was up 40, 45, 50% depending on where you're looking at, and this was crazy. Obviously it makes a ton of sense, but what we're going to be talking about today is why things have maybe changed a little bit for Clorox. Obviously, as you see the graph just kind of going downhill from those peaks. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. With your help, we can get there a little bit faster. I would appreciate it a ton. Here we go. So, Clorox stock was down right around 10% today. After hours, it's trading pretty flat. It opened really low as an intraday, and as the day went on, it did rise up a little bit, but the lows were around $159 for a stock that closed at $181 yesterday. This is a big jump. Obviously, that earnings report coming out was a big thing going on here, and really, it's not totally shocking. It does kind of make sense because if you think about Clorox, what are they? Cleaning supplies, cleaning products, stuff like that. When COVID was first hitting, people were going crazy for disinfectant stuff and for cleaning products, and not only were they buying a bunch of that stuff to try and kill the viruses and bacteria and all that stuff, they were buying surplus, they were buying excess because they didn't know if these things were going to go out of stock. There was so much fear, there was so much uncertainty, there was so much craziness going on, and Clorox stock exploded. Again, that's what we saw here. We saw this crazy run up where the stock ended up peaking at right around $240. Things were so good for Clorox at that point. But that madness, that insanity did kind of cool off. Even as COVID numbers kept going up, even as cases, deaths, and everything kept increasing, people were less afraid because people began to understand the situation a little bit more. People knew the stores weren't going to be sold out. They knew they didn't need to stock up on months and months of supplies or years of supplies or whatever, and they knew that even though the world was crazy, even though things were kind of shitty, that things were really going to be okay in the end for a lot of people. Yes, you do still want to be clean. You want to practice, safe precautions and all that stuff, but you don't need to go crazy overboard. It wasn't the end of the world necessarily or nothing like that, and obviously that did reflect on Clorox's latest earnings report. So shares of Clorox tanked on Tuesday. This article is from the Motley Fool. After some quarters of stupendous growth in its sales of cleaning products driven by COVID, the market feared whether the company would be able to sustain its growth momentum as vaccinations rolled out and economies reopened. That's another interesting thing to me here. Not only are vaccinations rolling out, not only have economies been opening and stuff, because we've seen that for a couple months and stuff now, even as cases are starting to rise again, Delta variant is out there, hospitals are kind of filling up once again. We have the winter ahead. Still, the fact that people are not as scared, that people are not as afraid, people are not going out like crazy and buying these cleaning products and over purchasing for these cleaning products is still going to hurt them. Even if COVID numbers go up, even if hospitals start filling up again, you need that, that insanity that really happened last year that I don't think we'll be able to recreate because people are just kind of over it. People are simply not as scared as they were. People are simply not as worried as they were, even if they should be or whatever. It's a whole different discussion, whole different debate. But the proof is in the numbers. The proof is in the sales. Clorox sales declined 9% year over year during its fourth quarter, which runs through June 30th. Management cited 2 reasons for the decline: lower shipments from peak pandemic levels and rapid decline in its health and wellness segment sales. Now, that is obviously not something you want to hear in an earnings report. You do not want to hear about rapid decline. Clorox health and wellness segment, it's also its largest, sells cleaning and home products as well as supplements, among other things. Demand for disinfecting wipes and bleach products sold mainly under its namesake brand shot up as COVID struck, which gave them a bunch of stellar quarters, but obviously since has cooled off. They also put out lackluster guidance for the future. They do expect in 2022, not only are numbers down for 2021, in 2022 they expect things to drop further. Sales are expected to drop between 2 and 6%. Gross margin expected to be down 300 to 400 basis points, and EPS, according to generally accepted accounting principles, they expect to be down 4 to 9%. So not only is this company not growing as crazy as they were, they're actually expecting to see some regression here, which is obviously just an absolute death sentence in the stock market and not something you want to see going on. And that is why over the past 6 months, we've seen the stock just kind of, it's traded flat, it's gone down, it's had some rebound, and then it's just kind of going right back down. Year to date, we're down 18% on this one. And this is when the market is having a decent year in 2021. It's not like the S&P or anything's doing bad. It's not like it's down 10, 15, 20% or anything like that. So it has been rough for Clorox shareholders. But again, not super surprising, not super shocking. There actually is some logic and stuff that makes sense here. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the future has in store for Clorox, and if they can rebound from this stuff. Because now they are kind of sitting at levels that they were before the pandemic. 164 in February of 2020. Stuff really started kicking off around March and April. So they're kind of back to right where they were. Maybe they now can continue to see some growth from here. But again, with that poor guidance and stuff coming out, investors are scared. Investors are worried. They're staying away. And it's not a good time to be holding Clorox stock. But maybe things will turn around. Who knows? But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I'd appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about CLX. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.